Either with Am I Rich, and today's stock of the day, it is Walgreens. Yes, Walgreens. If you haven't heard of it, well, what are you, living in Canada? Alright, so Walgreens, what is it? It is a convenience store? No. It's a pharmacy? Not really. It's a makeup store? No. Actually, it's all of those and more. Yes, Walgreens. It's kind of on your corner store kind of block, and at least in the United States, it's quite big. So currently, stock price is sitting at $74.43, which is an interesting price. That gives it a PE ratio of 13.3, which is pretty decent. I mean, it's pretty low. Average PE, we're looking at 22, maybe 18. 16 on the low end. So when you get below that, it's looking pretty cheap. Forward PE of 11.2, so it has growth, it's cheap, that's interesting. Price to book value, 2.7. A little bit high, honestly, it's not the cheapest. But what else do we have? A dividend, 2.4% currently. 2.4% is a very decent dividend, and this company has been increasing its dividend for a long time and fairly consistently. Its 5-year growth rate has been around 16.9%, which is not too bad at all. This is probably a little bit better than a market average. And another great thing about Walgreens is it is one of the stocks that has been recently added to the Dow Jones Industrial Index. So I believe the GE was taken off of it and it was replaced by Walgreens. So it's supposed to indicate kind of the general industry in the United States, which right now is cruising along really well until they hike up interest rates. The economy is really moving along. So it is kind of one of these staple stores. And its stock price, I believe the Dow Jones has some kind of limit on the stock price. So this stock, if it gets over $100, maybe you'll see a split sometime after that. But yeah, right now it's looking like an interesting company. So the positive thesis on this, or bull thesis as they call it in the marketing world, is this company is basically, it's there to stay. It's got consistent profit. All analysts forecast it to have growing earnings for the next 2 years, and there's not much slowing this down. And you might think, well, what about online retail? Well, when it comes to makeup, there is some of that. Yes, people are buying online, people are watching YouTube videos and just picking from that, but people also like to go to the store and try it on. Convenience store, well, sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't, but it's right there, it's handy if you live in the area. And then, of course, the big thing is pharmacy. I mean, if you have a pharmacy, if you need to pick up medicine or any kind of prescription, you can't get that online, at least unless you're in Guatemala or something. I don't know if that's true. But anyways, unless you're in some, country that has different rules than the majority of the world, then you have to go to a pharmacy to get these things. So now, that's kind of the positive. I think it's got a real moat, in the sense that it's something that people need to go to. And when you go there, you're going to see something. It might be a little bit overpriced, but it's convenient, it's flashy, it grabs your attention, and there's a huge portion of the population who just buys things a little bit on impulse. So if it's right in their face all the time, they're going to get it. So I see this as kind of a good safety net for Walgreens. And Walgreens, it has good locations throughout the United States. Another big advantage for it. So, if it has the right retail space, I really like it that way. And so, really, I think this is a great potential buy. But I guess I should look at a negative side. I mean, it can't be all rosy. Why would the stock be at this price? So, I also see that, one, its price to book value, a little bit high. So what you're buying, if their earnings collapse, then you might have an issue. I don't really think that's the case. It has a little bit of a high goodwill amount, maybe a little bit high liabilities, current liabilities relative to its cash flow, but not really bad. I think it's totally manageable. It's just, it's just a smidge away from being an awesome company. So basically I see this company very likely to grow, probably a good buy. I'm kind of on the wall whether to buy it right now or not, but at the current price, I do think it's a good buy. At least I see the price going up, maybe not in the next 3 to 6 months, but probably in the next year. I definitely see this company going up, and because it's part of the Dow Jones Index, I really see a lot of people just like anybody who's just investing in big like ETFs or mutual funds through their company. They don't really pick that many obvious stocks, and so they're put into these very like staple stocks that are in the S&P 500 or like the top S&P 500 companies or the Dow Jones companies. So I see this as a bonus for the Walgreens stock itself, and we saw this like right after it went on to the Dow Jones Index. The price shot up a little bit in the stock price. Since then it's come down because most stocks in the market have crashed a little bit in December. So this is one reason why I think it has gone up a bit, but it's still, I think, a good buy at its current price. Personally, I think this company, it could reasonably be valued at $104, maybe $105, in which case I'm not sure if they have to split the stock, but anyways, I can see the stock price going up that high. So it has minimal downside, maybe a little bit, it's not like the best cash flow to kind of debt, but it's not that bad. It's fairly stable. It's consistently growing. It's got kind of a niche market. It does have competitors, but their competitors, it's based, a lot of these stores are based on location, so I don't see how Walgreens is going to be priced out of the market completely. So yeah, I really like this stock. I would say it's probably a buy, but with the thought that it's a buy, it probably won't go up. It might go up right away, but I think it could kind of stagnate in the price for the next 3 to 6 months, but I do see it going up over the year. Very likely anyways. And maybe there's some unforeseen thing that happens, interest rates go up in the US and the economy crashes or something, then you might see this stock struggle a little bit, but because people still need to get pharmacy goods and they'll still go to the convenience store and spend a little bit more than they need to, I see this as a very positive thing for Walgreens. So I would love to know your thoughts on Walgreens, or if you guys do go to this convenience store, what do you guys, or pharmacy / makeup store. Anyways, what do you guys think of it? Is this a good buy? I'm looking at it and I think it might be. So I'd love to know your opinion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.